How Apple is making the antitrust case against it stronger, The Verge. Donkervoort D8 GTO JD70 delivers 415 horsepower, 2 grams lateral acceleration, Motor Authority. Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 3 features Aquaman and rideable sharks, and Gadget. Microsoft rolls out fix for Windows 10 printer bug, and Gadget. Back to the Mac 018, iMac redesign preview. 9 to 5 Mac. AMD could delay Zen 3-based Ryzen 4000 series due to lack of competition, Kit Guru. Razer's THX Spatial Audio gives your headphones surround sound for $20, the next web. Here is your first look at the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 in the flesh, XDA developers. Solaris Offworld Combat gameplay trailer, Road to VR. First look 2020 G05 BMW X5 xDrive 45e PHEV in Malaysia, ERM 449K, Paul Tan's Automotive News.